All right, we're live. It is Avatar Legends: The Blooming Lotus, episode 10. Koh. Time for the recap.
Alrighty.
We
Notes
were
in
in the
front of me.
field. We were in the field
Oh, go ahead.
with Iroh, and Iroh was going to give us some training. So Yayo, I think, went first. Yayo went before me. I don't remember if he went before uh,
Every
Ura.
Everybody went before Gage.
Right. So,
Yep.
but when Yayo's turn came up, he was basically learning how to dodge. And so everybody, including Ura, was just like throwing things at him, including fireballs, trying to hit him, uh, causing essentially all of the food on the tables to be scattered everywhere, which caused my character to retreat from the line of fire,
Yeah.
just to not be to receive the cupcake splatter again. After Yayo picked it up pretty quickly, as I remember it, and so Iroh, after about an hour or two, decided that he had basically picked up the technique. Ura's turn, he was having trouble learn. He wanted to learn how to like throw multiple fireballs at once, and he was having difficulty doing it, and so felt a little humbled, or at least moved a bit towards his humility side on his track. And Iroh told him, it's not really so bad that you don't pick up something right away. It just lets you know that you have more to learn, and told him that if he can like hit somebody 3 times in a row with his fire attacks, he probably will be able to pick up the fireball method. Then Sakcha went. Sakcha, I forget what was this. What was your training?
I was trying to avoid being hit, to dodge. I was trying to dodge things.
Right. Oh, right. And you were fighting directly with Iroh.
Yeah.
Right. And then you and Iroh started asking about whether or not you had a girlfriend. Or I
Yeah.
don't know if he said girlfriend or just like somebody back at home. And you were
Yeah.
talking
Right.
about like your parents. Maybe Iroh was hitting on you in hindsight now that I think about it.
Yeah, he asked if
Well,
you had
okay,
somebody at
well,
home waiting for you.
Right.
yeah, but then he mentioned the mother and father, so it could be done either way. So,
Mhm.
Right. Well, yes, Sakcha mentioned the mother and father, so maybe Iroh was like, "Oh, I guess he's not interested." Just let it go at that point.
oh wow, I had never interpreted it that way, but okay, sure, whatever.
We don't know that much about how Iroh swings, what he's into. He could go both ways.
He loves, he loves peace.
Right.
Peace and
Uh,
balance.
right. But in any event, Sakcha did manage to successfully learn the technique that Iroh was trying to teach. I don't remember exactly what it did. At that point, Gage was the last one left. So Gage and Iroh got into a conversation about how Gage feels like he keeps sort of bouncing from group to group. And Iroh has obviously left, has gone through many different phases in his life and had to leave people behind, knowing that he wasn't going to get to see them again, including coming to the spirit world where he had to leave his nephew and his tea shop behind to get here. So I got a little bit of wisdom from Iroh about trying to learn which situations you have to react to instantly, and which ones you have to step back from and take time to absorb everything. At that point, I don't remember. I think it was after, technically after the right. It was yeah. At that point, we started to do the training that I wanted to get, which was learning how to mount and dismount vehicles and riding animals quickly. So we stacked a bunch of the picnic tables on top of one another and practiced this sort of diving off these like 4 layers of picnic tables, causing even more chaos and destruction in the glade. And then after that, Yayo decided to engage in his pickpocketing, to practice his pickpocketing skills on one of the spirits, and managed to find like a gem on one of them and snuck off with it. But the
Shadow
spirit
gem, but
noticed.
yes.
Yeah.
What was it then?
It was like it was
Was it
they
the gem or was it the set?
there were several
Well,
stones. They kind of had the physical hue, like kind of uh, the reflection.
yeah, I thought it was
refraction
only
of
one.
gems.
Okay, I'm just misremembering now. But the spirit noticed and got very angry and tried to attack Yayo. So the group started to defend Yayo as Yayo used his new dodging skills to try to stay out of the way of being hit. But all of the other spirits started to get increasingly angry as well, and Iroh eventually stepped in and told everyone to calm down. Yayo apologized, and no real harm was done. Iroh then said that he would take us to what was the name of the valley?
The Valley of the Forsaken.
Chicken, yeah.
That's right. So he was going to take us to the Valley of the Forsaken, where we could find Koh the Facestealer. And we went in that direction. Only Iroh had a lantern with him. So when we got there, we asked to borrow his lantern, sending him home in the dark. He agreed, but somewhat reluctantly, and gave us his lantern and made us promise to try to return it if we could. And then as soon as he handed it over, Sakcha took a flashlight out and lit it up.
That's right.
And we sent Iroh home in the dark.
He knows the way.
Hey, he's a big ass old timey bastard. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah. It'll probably be okay.
Oh, you've either got a good memory or better notes than I did. So
Yeah, that covered everything. I don't think there was anything missing. But
I forgot to write down the name of the valley.
that's right. But yeah, so you're so stretched in front of you is this place has this. So in front of you, like the mist is kind of roiling around you, like shoot. Hold on a sec. Put whatever. I had notes and I don't remember which page I put them on. But
I know the feeling.
so anyway, so in front of you're in this kind of barren valley that is kind of nestled between these very large and high walls. Around is no real life or no sign of life. Like you, even in like the forest, and then you kind of were on your way to the spirit library. You kind of went over these swamps, these kind of swamps, and you saw things moving. You saw spirits around. Here, it just seems empty. This mist is kind of permeating and roiling around you. It kind of is going around your, like through your legs and around you as if traveling by these unseen currents. You don't feel any wind either.
I assume there's a sense of dread.
It's like deeply unsettling. So there's this kind of this ominous sense of dread, the stillness. Let's see. I was gonna ask Ura this question, but let's see if I can ask someone else that would make sense. Well, Sakshik. Based off of what Sakshik knows so far, what about this place makes you believe that there's a powerful spirit that lives here? Something I hadn't described.
Well, I mean, Sakshik would probably think like, with the mist roiling around, there's no wind, and there's this ominous sense of dread that there's only a powerful being could live here, because it's devoid of life. So only something powerful could exist in this place. And that's probably what's, moving. That's probably what's causing everything.
Yeah, so like the fact that there is nothing means that something has to have driven it away.
Right, like, it kind of makes sense for whoever this person is that they would survive here.
Makes sense.
I know I didn't add anything technically to what was the scene, but that's what he's thinking. Like, this, just as horrible as this, and as much it seems dead, something is here, and it's obviously got to be a powerful being in order for it to survive in this place.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what are you guys gonna do?
So the good news is that they're kind of only I mean, how wide is the valley, I guess, but there basically has only one way to go since there are high walls on either side.
Yeah,
You just need to press forward. Flashlight in front, lantern in back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
agree. Just head out, see what the heck
Right,
we can find.
We should try to stay close to one another. We don't want to get separated.
I'm going to put on my infrared goggles.
How heavy is the mist? Is it like if we separated, we might not be able to find one another heavy, or just like light fog?
It's more like fog. Yeah, it's not
what
that.
The heck
it's not
kind
that
of
thick.
tech exists? If you've got IR goggles, a flashlight, how is this not the modern world? Never mind.
I guess I was thinking of this fog being around our feet, but is it?
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, it like stretches up into the sky and like is
okay.
High
So
as
yeah,
you're
it's
able
kind
to
of
see.
moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably seems like it has a life of its own. Yeah, I'm going to put on my infrared goggles, which of course give me no depth perception or peripheral vision, but infrared.
Perfect. You put them on, and you're seeing. You can see an infrared. I forgot what infrared looks like, but you can like see in the dark, right? Or is that night? That's night vision.
It's like heat signatures, isn't it?
Heat signatures.
Yeah. You can see like body heat.
Yeah.
All right, so you see the heat radiate. You see signatures radiating off of all the your companions around you. Um,
I assume we all don our glass masks.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We don't know when Koh's going to pop out.
Yeah, if he does a jump scare on us, he would just take
Yeah.
one of us without any recourse there.
yeah. So Sakshik, when you don the heat signature or the vision infrared glasses goggles, uh, you notice so in front of you is this tree and it stands probably a good like 200 feet tall, and it looks like wide. It's at least 15 feet, at least 15 feet wide. So, and you see and you guys are walking closer. There's these kind of gnarled roots are digging into the ground, and they kind of disappear into these dark pools. And Sakshik, you can register these heat signatures, and you notice like in the pockets, like there are all these kind of shadowed kind of pockets that are like in the roots of this tree, and you can see some things moving in them. And now they don't throw off a lot of heat. It's kind of like, I'm imagining like it's like that slightly darker purple out of like a purple back.
Yeah. So just enough that it I sense it.
Yeah. But yeah, they are moving, and you see, you're kind of locking into this, and you notice that in a lot of kind of the crap, the bowls in these roots, you see things moving in them.
Okay. Yeah, I can imagine like as I'm looking, probably can't see it because of the fog, but obviously with my info, but I'm picking it up. Is this tree has like thousands of knees that are coming up out of the water, like spreading all the way around, so it's like covering the whole valley.
Yeah. 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 It's just kind of expanded. It kind of does take up, and it seems to just have grown outwards.
Okay.
Getting closer to the tree, you notice that kind of a divot. What's the right way? Kind of like a depression.
Okay.
A depression, and it's going towards the tree, and you see it leads into the mouth of this cave, or kind of cave isn't really the right term, but it's like a space, like a large enough space that's kind of nestled in the roots of this tree.
Yeah, it's an opening at the tree. Okay.
Yeah. And so you see this depression. It looks like it's about 8 feet wide and maybe like a foot deep.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like a semicircle.
Yeah, so it looks sort of like an area. I take off my pop them up and look to see if I can. I don't expect to see any footfalls or anything that looks unnatural. Well, it's a lot unnatural. Has there been any traffic? Like somebody had a walking stick that they walked here, or a footprint, or they left a candy wrapper.
Yeah. I think that's a. When did you make me an assess the situation roll?
Let's see. Assess the situation.
And like this isn't one of those questions, but like I think the vein of the category, like the vein of that line of questioning, I think falls within what this move generally entails.
Right.
Oh, there we go. That's why. Oh, nice. That's the situation.
Nice.
Yeah, added that point to creativity, so that helped.
That really helped. All right, so you got a 10 plus, so uh, what are two questions that you wanted, and then you get a +1 when you're acting on you get a +1 on a subsequent roll that is acting off the knowledge of that question.
Okay. Well, who or what is the greatest danger? I think it's probably Koh, so I probably don't need to ask that.
What if it turned out that wasn't the answer?
Yeah, no kidding, huh? It's like, what am I looking out for? Obviously, this is a path, but I guess I'm looking to see if this is, maybe the way to Koh. This is where somebody, this presence is.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Won't take a moment.
Sure. So, you notice that the depression. So you should Sakshik should be looking out. So he should be looking out for.
Well, I guess it would be on the sign, the signs that this is the path. So, is there some kind of sign that this is the path to Koh? Like something unnatural, abnormal that would lead me to believe that.
So there's
A
this.
random face has been left by the side.
Yeah. So this path that you're following doesn't look like it's not like a walking path. It looks like something. The way that it's constructed is organic, as if like something has kind of dragged through and it's been created as something has dragged through this. That is
Okay.
probably the size of the path that you are
Okay, so
on.
yeah, so it's not been made by somebody walking, it's been made by something being dragged, which would lead me to my next question. What is the greatest danger? Because this could be something completely different.
um the so you know that the greatest danger is Koh, like bar none.
Right.
But there Koh Sakshik would kind of as he kind of thinks about it and what he's learned, like Koh steals faces, but it isn't clear what happens to people after those faces are stolen, or what happens to those things. So,
Gotcha.
in kind of conjunction with the other question, something Sakshik might be keeping an eye out for is other things that don't have faces.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they may also pose a danger depending on their disposition or allegiance.
So, yeah. So I will relay that to the group. That this is a natural path and that it's something that is dragged along the ground, and there are other things presumably that don't have faces here.
How
Wow.
big, like, around is the tree?
The tree itself, like, is about 15 feet in diameter, or yeah, diameter. Um, and so the tree itself is fairly large. The root system, like, spreads out much further out from the tree.
Mhm.
So
And
I
this
would,
this depression leads towards the
it,
tree, or
It leads into, like, the root.
like a
It, like,
hollow?
leads into, like, a hollow in the roots.
So
Yeah.
I would spend some time inspecting the tree, just to gauge what threats. Like, if it's leading into the roots, then there's probably something underneath the tree. But just make sure we're not missing something significant. And then I would say, I guess we have to go in. I'm not happy about this either, but I'm not sure. It seems the signs are pointing us to go under the tree. And I'm going to start walking towards the depression and the gap in the tree's roots. Is it like something we'd have to crawl through, or like how tall is it?
No, I mean, you can walk through it. Like, as you would start walking into, like, kind of this hollow of roots, like, you realize, like, this where it's going is pretty spacious, and it's just kind of tough to see it in the dark because the dark is concealing it. Shadows are concealing it. But yeah, you're able to stand, like, fully abreast. Um, and it leads into this tunnel that is a good 10 feet wide, and it goes up, like, as you'd be going down, like, you as you're going down, you cannot see this top of the tunnel.
I have a different question, and this is memory, but I may ask it of the other players if my memory doesn't come up with it. What is Ko physically? I know, I know, spirit, yes, but what form does he tend to take? Person, monkey, fly on the wall, random
Giant. It's more like
gesture?
yeah, it's more like a giant segmented insect. Like, I don't doubt that depression is Code dragging his insectoid body through the dirt. That's why there's this depression outside. But it's like an insect that ends in like a flattened area with a human face. Well, I say human. Some usually human face, sometimes inhuman face.
Oh, great, we're fighting the Scorpion King.
Right. It's
Um,
also, yeah, he's like lightning fast and will try to startle you, and because he's trying to get you to show fear so that he can take your face. So he
Also, he
does
does
jump.
like jump
Oh yeah,
scares.
he absolutely jump scares you.
Right. So, this strange. Damn it. We're really into it now, aren't we?
Well, that's just the only way to get the answers we need to which evil spirit is creating these new portals. And
And then we got to
as
go.
was said,
We got
Go isn't
to defend
necessarily
our feet.
evil. He just wants your
Then we
face,
got to
that's all.
go defend or defeat the opposite spirit.
Right.
Right.
So, um, Yeo, your principles are friendship and survival.
Yep.
Like, everything about this is, like, pulling at it is screaming survival, like it almost be overwhelming. So
But I would say so, but I have a minor counterpoint. Remember that not an hour or two ago, a bunch of people who I had barely met stepped up to save me from the spirits that I had pissed off. So, he has recently seen an example of friendship at play. So, yes, I agree. Um, how the hell did I get here? I'm going to die. No, I'm going to lose my face. How can I be an anonymous thief without a face? Wait a minute. How can I drink? How can I drink wine without a face? Ooh, there's the real question.
There's
That's
an
But
opportunity to turn your life around. No more stealing,
yeah.
no more drink.
But on the other hand, like I said, he has his new quote unquote his friends that he's barely known for very little time at all have shown themselves to be friends. So
yeah. So the
at least acting in that way. But okay,
so and I think that's totally fair. So but like I guess what I'm highlighting is that there's this internal struggle going on. Like just because they bolstered your confidence in a very sunny glade, like now that it's getting dark and real, like there's this conflict going on. Whichever whatever Leo chooses, which sounds like continuing on. I think that's worthy of shifting your balance in
okay,
that if you're shifting your balance one way or the other, so like towards friendship by like foregoing survival for your new friends or foregoing like kind of these instincts.
okay. Well, yeah. I mean, at the moment he's going, and how did I get in this situation? But sure.
I mean, for the
Okay.
record, my own thinking on this is why am I walking into this underground area? Is that I have decided my two principles are restraint and results, and I don't think this is a situation that I'm going to think my way out of. I think the best thing to do is get it over with, confront Koh, get the answer to our question, and get out of here. No, but I could see, maybe there's another part of me that's thinking maybe this is exactly the situation Ira was talking about, where I should step back and drink tea and think about the situation for a while. But I'm just pretty sure that I'm not going to come up with a much more clever plan than get in and get out as quickly as possible.
That's fair. So yeah, I think it would make I would say that if Gage wanted to, because if you may you also can shift your balance towards results.
Okay.
Yeah. So you start going down into the tunnel, and as you're going through down, you hear like the reverberations or the echoes of your footfalls as you're going down. Sakshik, it's and now it's very. You just have the darkness. You have your flashlight and your lantern. You would all see that there are spiders, like small spiders, kind of crawling around. And when I say, I guess small isn't the right word. They're probably like fist-sized spiders.
All by Brendan standard.
Yeah, small and Australian size the scale. That's it. These you're looking at, you see like these spiders. None of them have none of them have eyes or faces. They're all little faceless spiders.
Do they seem like they are spirit or they're material or?
They look corporeal to you.
Okay. Hmm. Okay.
Now I'm
So-
just imagining that scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark at the beginning, when the guy has to brush spiders off
Yeah.
Indiana Jones's back, and then
Yeah.
turns around and his whole back is covered.
Back is covered. Oh my God! You got a spider.
So you hear this kind of you're going down and you hear this you hear the clacking of your or the echoes of your footfalls, and then you hear what sounds like this like creak of like an insect moving around, and it kind of echoes throughout. And looking up in the darkness where you can't see the top, but you just see a white face peeking out at you. Let's see.
Oh. Wait a minute.
Do you see it?
Yep.
That's Koh.
That's the top of Koh.
You see this white
Holy
face speaking out at you.
Well, well. 4 flies have walked into the spider's web. And for what? What need has driven them to such depravity? It is the same need as everyone who enters my lair, my domain. You seek information. How can I help you?
And seeing this, he comes down, and you see, he comes down crawling down one of the walls, and he's like this giant centipede like creature, and he looks long from what you can tell, like a good like at least 30 feet long, and he kind of comes chittering down. He making chitness sounds as he starts going down, and he circles around you.
Like making to entrap us.
Yeah. Though he doesn't seem to be in any particular. It doesn't seem to be in any particular hurry.
Right.
Why should he? He can. It's his domain. He can probably do whatever the hell he wants here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just blanking. What was the name of the guy?
My character points to him. Character points to side chick. Like, you're the one with the question.
No, but I like missed the library session, so
Yeah.
I know we found like books that talked about the guy who eventually devoured the spirit. I don't
Yeah.
remember that guy's name.
His name was Yoon, and the spirit is Anku.
We're looking for information on Yoon or Anku, depending on whatever he is calling himself now. because he is opening up spirit portals in our world where they should not be and sending dark spirits across, all to the greater assistance of the Red Lotus, who doesn't seem to have anyone's best interest at heart. We need to know how to stop him from doing this and close these portals.
Yoon is not a name I've heard in a long time. He died. Or at least he was thought to be dead. He was actually taken away, brought to the valley, to the fog of the lost souls, where he and Anku laid dormant.
We had already learned that he had found a way to devour or absorb Anku in some way and take his power. At which point he wanted to go back and meet with the Avatar again, which I believe he did, although I'm not sure how that went.
He did. He devoured, or he ingested Anku, a most uncouth act. And when his real test came against Avatar Kyoshi, he failed. And as a punishment for his failure and his crime against spirits, he was taken away and imprisoned, both Yoon and Anku, so that they might not trouble us anymore.
And is he
But
free now?
somebody broke them free. Somebody you've met, actually.
Who might that be?
He turns away and kind of he turns away and kind of starts crawling up the wall, and then he whips around, and his face is the face of a woman with long blonde or long brunette hair looking back at you. And that is...
Wait a minute, was this the woman who was at the, was this the woman who was at the library? The mayor's daughter, or whatever her name is?
This is not her. So, he's trying to scare you with this quick movement, and he's really targeting all of you. So like everybody needs to roll focus to try to maintain your composure, and you get a +2.
Okay.
You get a +2 for your goggles or your bottles.
Oops! Who was that?
That was me.
So we're just rolling straight focus.
Rate focus and then add 2 to it.
Okay.
Ah!
Oh, you've changed your the drop down, Peter. There's a part drop down. It's either on private roll or self roll. Change it to public roll.
My bad. Yep. Because I rolled something for my ward.
Yep.
Just okay. All right. Yep. All right. It's on there. Yeah, I rolled a 10.
Nice. All right. So, Yayo and Sockchick, you guys made it. So you take you get the prepared status, and you get a plus one. You get a prepared status, which gives you like a plus one on a subsequent roll, and you can clear prepared. So you can clear that status to get a plus one. You don't have to use it, but you're able to. So Gage, you let loose like some outburst of emotion, and you have to mark 4 fatigue and the impaired status to kind of keep your cool. What we like describe the scene, like what this Koh starts curling up, whips around, and there's this, you no longer see this white face, but you see the face of this woman.
So I imagine as he whips around, I was sort of half looking back at them anyway, and I am still able to spin completely as I win, so he doesn't quite catch my complete state of shock. But it takes a lot out of me, knowing that I've already broken. And he hasn't actually given us much in the way of answers yet.
Well, he sort of has. I mean, he told us. I mean, if that face is who we're going after.
I don't
On
think
the
this
other
face,
hand,
I don't think this face is who we're going after. I think we still have to find Anku, and we'll probably have to deal with whoever. I don't think he necessarily took the face of the person who broke Anku out. I think that's somebody we're going to have to deal with. And I don't think he mimics faces he hasn't actually taken.
okay. Oh well. So Yayo will turn around. Yayo will turn around to how do you pronounce that? Gaja?
Gage.
Gage. Oh, the easy way. And sort of put his arm around him and pat him on the back and say, relax, take a deep breath, have a swig of this. Holds out a wine skin and cast refresh on him. I mean, I presume that's something you can do out of combat.
Yeah, that'd be rely on your skills and training. Move.
Yeah, for as a technique, it's defend and maneuver.
Yeah, because like that comes into play during a combat exchange, but like for out of combat, how well you land it would be rely on your skills and training.
Okay, so how do I do that?
It's under moves on the far right-hand side.
Can I just click dice under there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And I get any bonus for having it fully learned?
It's a focus roll.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, you're able to do it, and yeah, with no problems.
What does refresh do?
He clears 3 fatigue or 2 conditions, but I take a fatigue.
Yeah, that's better.
And after I finish, helping my friend there, I'll turn around and fish out my best variety of wineskin from my backpack. Nah, that's the cheap stuff. Oh, there's the better stuff. I will look up at Koh and go, I bet you don't get much of this down here. Here, have some. All yours.
I do not drink or eat or imbibe like the mortals do. The only sustenance I need lies behind your bottled rims.
Ah, but you don't get you don't get in the spirit of things. You sure? I mean, you ought to know, being who you are, mortals put on different faces when they get drunk. It's almost like, I don't know, having spice to your food. My character's bullshitting. He's just trying to
Yeah.
distract Koh from doing this again.
No thanks.
Oh well, more for me then. I'll wave it to my other two companions. You guys want in here?
No, it is. There is one named Yuka. She is a daughter of the mayor of Republic City. You have met her before.
This was in the library.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So that's who we need to find.
Yoon
Do
is
we need to? Go ahead.
Yoon would be traveling with her. Or Yoon would be traveling with her. And within Yoon, you'd find Anku.
Right. Because one ate the other.
So do you know where we could find them now? Are they still at the library?
I do not sense them in the spirit world.
Right.
They have
Yeah,
left.
guys, I'm not. Okay. Guys, I'm not sure that's the right question. I mean, essentially, we're right in front of us right now. What the heck? You know, especially with the other two that were with her, what the heck would we do about taking? I mean, I assume the end game is take this guy away so she can't use him for portals. But you know, what the heck would we do to do that? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not much of a fighter. I'm more of a runaway screaming guy.
Is there a
Now
way
look
to
at
separate?
they run away screaming. Not that that implies fear. It's a great distraction.
Is there a way to separate out Anku from Yoon? To set Anku free and return him to the spirit world, but leave Yoon with his people?
There is. You would need the help of a spirit bender, or one who is trained in the spirit bending ways. I happen to know of such person. You would find them in Zalfu, but they may not be willing to help you.
Still think that is a better bet for us than simply trying to fight Yoon and his companions. And we don't wish Yoon or Anku any harm. We could separate Anku. Anku has existed probably, well, for far longer than any of us, other than yourself. If we can return him to the spirit world, I'm sure he'll just continue on as he did for thousands of years.
Yeah, that's sort of the point too. I mean, I just sort of got involved in this recently, but isn't the point that mortals should not be controlling or eating spirits like that? It just sounds wrong.
Tell me, do you know of the true chaotic nature of Anku? Do you know of the danger he poses just by simply being alive?
I'll look at those two. He didn't read any. My character didn't read any of the legends.
Was there anything in there about that?
I don't know.
Not really. No. No, they didn't talk about that.
If we can separate Anku and return Anku to the spirit world, Anku existed, I'm sure, for a very long time without causing our kind any harm. I don't know that he was a great danger to you here in the spirit world or the spirits here in the spirit world. If you have some other course that you prefer us to take, we'd be happy to take it. But my initial thought was to simply separate the two, return Anku to the spirit world, keep Yoon with us in our world, and let the spirits continue on in the way that nature intended them to.
That is all very well and fine if Anku didn't require souls in order to sustain itself. It feasts on those around it and regularly makes trips into the material world in order to get food to feed. It has been.
Okay,
While he has been trapped in Yoon, he has been held in stasis. But if he goes free again, well, he would just continue to hunt in the way that he always has. He is a predator, something I'm well aware of.
And he changes his face, and it is an older man with a gray, like kind of gray hair sticking out, like kind of like mutton chops. And like gray hair sticking out of mutton chops, and like kind of this big thick mustache, and he like looks around, and you look over at Ura, and he makes no emotion because he's not here. But you see a single tear rolling down his cheek.
Huh. Geez, you mean all I have to do to keep my character from getting face stolen is not show up to this episode? Well, never mind. I'll be right back. Oh, sorry. Ah. All right, Dora's been around forever. So, okay. Well, if Anku's such a bastard, can he be killed or returned to jail?
Just like the moon spirit, how the moon spirit was killed in the material world, so can Anku once it is separated.
Oh. I look around at the guys here, You guys know how to kill a spirit? I
Never
never
having
tried
done,
it.
yeah, never having done it before. I'm sure it's not as simple as just that.
Oh, he
Is
is.
there, how could we re-imprison Anku if we were to separate him from Yoon?
You would have to find a new host, and he could be put back into the Valley of, or the Fog of Lost Souls.
So if we didn't separate them, could we just put Yoon back into the Valley of Lost Souls?
I was gonna say, Yoon doesn't sound like he's such a great guy anyway. If he's willing to eat a powerful spirit like that,
Yes, he would suffice as well. He has proven to be already capable enough to accommodate Anku in all his
And
disgusting vices.
how would we find the Valley of Lost Souls?
Picture in your mind a place where there is no hope of ever returning. Picture in your mind your darkest memory, and then stay there.
So not this place.
If you focus on that, you will arrive at the cusp and look down into the abyss. And all you need to do is take the plunge. Or have Yoon take the plunge for you.
And how did the mayor's daughter free him then? If it's that easy to just push him into the prison.
She had help. She had help from the Red Lotus. One who was not lost, one who knew exactly who they were and their purpose, was able to help her free Yoon.
Because we're going to have to prevent that from happening again if we go that route.
What does Sakshik know about the relationship, if there is one, between Koh the Facestealer and Yoon or Anku? Is that like general knowledge, or is that specific lore?
Can you repeat that question one more time? Sorry.
Yeah. So, what I'm thinking is like, is this something Koh would want to deal with? Would Koh want Yoon here to steal his face and stick him somewhere? Or is that like
In his, so what Sakshik would know is in the diary, Yoon's diary entry, he did mention that Anku was Ko's father, and that they didn't think they didn't see eye to eye.
so he might actually hold a grudge?
He just might. And I realized that when that face changed, I didn't, I guess that was being, the other face change was targeting Ura mostly. So say that he took the brunt of that.
Okay.
The only question I have left is, who is the soul bender, the spirit bender in Zalfu who might be able to help us? You didn't mention a name.
Yeah, but do we really need him if we're not going to separate the two?
I would imagine a spirit bender would still be pretty useful against Anku.
Okay, good point. Good point.
Plus, it's like a whole hometown homecoming for Sokchik. You get to see if his parents actually do miss him.
His face changes to a a man with a brown beard and what appears to be like the eyebrows are raised, like stuck there, like he was caught in like the middle of like a horrified face. And this is, he kind of looks at all of you and you notice this. Make a roll to see how well you're able to hold your composure.
So another focus roll.
Yes, I'll post it again.
And we get +2 for
the bottles, and then you have your prepared status, Zakshik and Yeo, that you can use to add. You can clear that to add 1 to that roll.
Right. I have.
So I assume this counts as a physical action.
Yes.
Because I'm impaired.
It is physical. Yeah.
So since I have furrowed brow, I get take a +1 to focus. So that adds a bonus, right? Or is that added to focus already?
Oh.
Sorry, can you repeat that one more time? I was looking at something.
Furrowed brow.
Yep.
Take a +1 to focus. So is that the stat? I don't think we added it to the stat itself. It just goes as a bonus roll, right?
I think that was added to the stat itself. It should be.
Okay, no problem. I can double check. No problem. Okay, so I got a +2 to this roll with the mask. Okay.
Yeah, so gauge you clear. Everybody makes it. How do you react?
I just look up at the guy and say, if you only take the faces of those people who show reactions, you don't get the good faces. Show reactions to, scares, you don't get the good faces. The joy, the simple joys, the smiles of enjoying the pleasant sunlight. No wonder this whole place is so gloomy. You got to figure out a way to capture somebody who's happy. Maybe it'll make you happier.
I am plenty happy. Why, I have 4 new friends. How could I be sad on such an occasion like this?
Do you have any? Go ahead.
How did Stockchick and Gage? Because Gage, you didn't get a full hit, so there was like some outburst, or there was something that you were.
Yeah, I imagine I inhaled sharply and then caught myself. Although I was sort of hoping him to say, "Is this not a happy face?" and then just spider face from one of the faceless spiders.
Man, that's so good. Actually, maybe next time. Because that would trigger another change.
Right.
Um, what was Sakshik asking?
So, well, would there be any reason for you to want Yoon or Anku here?
If I never have to see Anku again, it would be a service.
Okay. That
He
is.
isn't. He is insufferable. He is. He thinks he knows everything, when in fact, I found he has quite a few gaps in his knowledge base.
What about Yoon?
Yoon is pathetic. Why Anku even agreed to take him on as a pupil is beyond me. I'm sure it was because he was just toying with his food and his food got the better of him. But
So who is this spirit bender at Zalfu? And why would they be reluctant to help us?
it is someone from the Northern Water Tribe. Someone who has turned to the Red Lotus looking for answers, and is unsure of the answers that they have found. His name is Otka, a bald-headed, frost-bearded fellow. He sleeps with the enemy, or at least he is with Yuka, but his countenance doesn't stand as firm as hers.
Well, I hope we can be of service to you in somehow dealing with Anku in a way where you never have to again. I don't know if either of you have anything further you wish to ask, but I feel we've taken up quite enough of this spirit's time. And I would bow.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna be like, yeah. I mean, I never believed that. I never believed even. Golly, a day ago I'd be meeting a badass spirit like you. This is all so weird. And I'll bow also.
Like really low as I back out, face pointed towards the ground.
So one thing that might have occurred to your characters, probably mostly Gage actually, So, because like Gage was very protective of the people of Naupai,
Mhm.
and trying to like save them and do right. And one thing that would occur to Gage is, even if you defeat, even if you take care of Anku, whether it's returning him or killing him or somehow, you still have these spirit portals that have opened up. And and as far as the GM is aware, there wasn't like a plan on like what to do about those.
So before we leave,
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Hold
One, at least one more question is: are dark spirits just coming through these portals naturally, or is Anku somehow turning spirits dark and sending them in that direction?
How about we just close them? Isn't it? I mean,
Well, I
puzzling
mean,
out the whys and whores. Can't we
I
just
mean,
close them?
if we can, there are light spirits and dark spirits. If we can stop the dark spirits from coming over and destroying towns, then we can end the air nomad monopoly on spirit portals. People can come and go freely. But closing them is
Okay.
another option to prevent the, you know, destruction of both the spirit world by mortals and the mortal world by spirits.
Yeah.
Is there a way to close these portals?
It is possible. The the these portals are creations of energy. They can be closed by sucking or negating the energy out of them. This can be done by one who has a deep connection to the spirit world. Very deep connection. Or there may be
Now,
some sort of well, you would have to reside here for a long time. I think you might be able to do this. As he turns to Ura, and Ura is just like looking away from him. Oh,
Ura's just like looking away from him.
Okay.
or the Avatar, of course, the bridge between the spirit worlds, also would possess such an ability. And there are no such thing as a true dark spirit. Anku's portals tend to manifest in places that they weren't initially meant to, and their presence has riles up the spirits because it is a foreign object in the ecosystem, and it reacts appropriately. One could make it less foreign by changing the frequency. The spirit world is composed of energy, and the portals are the bridges between are pure energy themselves. One could change the energy to make it less abrasive, and that would calm the spirits who reside in the area that the portal exists.
So the point would be to get the frequency of the portal to match the spirit world on the other side of it?
Or in harmony, maybe? This would be like, so this guy who's the spirit master, he'd be like a good one to ask about this if we can convince him, right?
I mean, I was thinking that Sokchik has already been looking at the nature of this energy. There might be a technological solution for retuning these portals.
Oh, great. Techno magic. Oh, sorry.
I mean, imagine the benefits to Naopai if they could have their own spirit portal and it wasn't innately dangerous. You know, attracting dark spirits. Thank you, Koh. You've been extremely helpful.
It is my pleasure. Now, next time you visit, feel free to leave the masks at home. It is so much less fun. And if you'll excuse me, I think I just heard the dinner bell.
Wow. Do not want to know that one.
And you hear like sounds coming from the way you came. Like it sounds like kind of a crack, and then you hear it's kind of like a crack in the night, or like, you know, kind of like a crack of thunder.
Okay. I look at my companions here and go, does that mean we go back that way, or we try to avoid that way?
I mean, do we even see another path out of here other than the one we came from?
It keeps going
Yeah.
downwards, and it goes back the way you came.
I think it's time to assess the situation. No. Yeah, I think it's time to assess the situation. And see if
Now,
I can find... Go ahead.
I was going to say, just a point, I actually have casing the joint as a move. When you assess a situation, add these questions to the list. You may always ask one extra question, even on a miss.
Okay.
So, no offense intended, but I didn't realize this earlier when we did previous assess the situations. But yeah, I might be the better character to do that if you don't mind.
Right.
I'm gonna
Sokchik
mark one
didn't choose
fatigue.
previously.
I'm gonna mark one fatigue to help you. So
Really?
I've got my
What does that
flash.
do?
You get
Gives
a
you a
plus
plus
one.
one.
Okay. I will add a +1 bonus, and we will see what happens. Ooh.
You get to
Not
ask
so hot.
2 questions.
Oh, wait a minute. So 7, right. The 7 is technically a hit. Okay.
Yeah, so you get to ask one question. You get to ask one question from the list of assess the situation, or a question along those lines, and then you get to ask one question from that list.
Okay.
Oh, I guess add these questions. You may always
Yeah, I
ask
think,
one
yeah.
extra questions from these options.
Yeah. Yeah, the casing the joint is more about thievery. Let's see if the questions from assess the situation make more use.
Please don't pickpocket Koh.
Oh, well,
I'm gonna
there's
need
the
that
obvious.
again.
Well, there's the obvious one, which is second from the bottom on the primary list. What's my best way out? And I'll ask the question above that also, which is, what should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah. So, you're looking around. You get the sense that, there's really you don't know what's gonna be in further, and you're probably don't want to find out. But the best way to get out would be to go back the way you came. But beyond that, you heard this crack like thunder that's coming from that direction. It occurs to you that this might be a good time for taking some stealth and espionage to not come rushing out, but to kind of get a closer look at what's going on, or what has made the sound anyway.
Okay, so Yeo will interpret that back to you guys as, you're right. I only see one way. I only see one guaranteed way out. So that's probably where we need to go. But maybe we take it slow and quiet. I'll abuse this character since he isn't here. That means no fire or and be ready to slip by. Be ready to slip by whatever's happening. Maybe we wait until Koh distracts him or whatever. He did say dinner. We need to be careful.
So I'm fine with trying to sneak our way past whoever's coming in. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Red Lotus people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
it might be the same Red Lotus people. In which case, maybe we need to confront them anyway. But stealth makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just not lucky enough for it to be the right Red Lotus people.
Yep.
Tell Tony campaign ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those three in the library we saw, they definitely gave the feeling of heavy hitters. We don't want to deal with those guys.
Ultimately, those are the guys we're trying to deal with. It's the mayor's daughter who freed Yoon. And I guess Yoon was one of them, and I just never noticed.
Can we do an end run and get to Yoon without having to, play punching bag for her? Whatever.
Well, stealth their way out of here now.
Yep.
All right. Is Sakshik going along?
Yeah.
Okay. Are your lights still on?
I would have to shut off the flashlight and use, but it's pitch black in it.
It is. It is pitch. At least in this particular spot in the tunnel you're in.
Let's see. Maybe there's a roll. Let's see if.
What are you looking
How
to do?
So how far did we walk in? Like, is it like
I'd say you probably walk
a
like
100? Go ahead.
I'd say like 150 feet or so. Like you walked a little ways in.
Or we could do the low-tech. I will deliberately look at Sachik. So, we could do the low-tech solution and just drape something over the lantern, or partially cover your flashlight. I know you.
Yeah.
I know you like this complex stuff, but I could just throw my shirt over it or something.
I'm gonna rely on my skills and training.
Okay. Yeah. What are you looking to do?
I'm going to see if I can, if I've got something in my pack to like put a filter on the flashlight, so it's like red instead of like bright, like a bright flashlight.
Would Sakshik have had a reason to have red filter or like filters in general for light?
Check what my maybe that folding cup that I have is red, and because I don't know, when we used to go camping as a kid, we had this little plastic cup that you could pull out.
Yeah.
It would sit real flat, and it would So that's what I envisioned, the folding cup. So it could be like red, like a translucent red, and I could stick it on the end of the flashlight.
Gotcha.
Surely Yayo has like a solo cup, a red solo cup.
Yeah, I was trying to determine whether it should be push your luck or rely on skills and training.
There's a memory from the past. Wow.
Unless Sakshik would have a reason to like carry that, I think that'd be like a push your luck.
Well, I do have the red folding cup.
Oh, you do. You do have that.
Yeah, that's in my little inventory because I listened at a door one time with it.
Yeah. So yeah, you could if you have it in your inventory, you could just use it.
Yeah,
Okay.
For that matter, I would imagine Yayo probably would actually have like a spare bottle, like a wine bottle that would be pretty darkly colored.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. We could try that.
So are you guys looking to like dim the light? Or
Yeah, because
filter it so that it's not as noticeable.
Yeah, because I think like walking in the pitch darkness is not a good idea.
There were spiders.
But like faceless spiders, so they probably can't bite.
There is that.
I don't know. We saw that faceless monkey wandering around, and he was not apparently that impaired.
Like,
I don't know what faceless actually does to you.
So yeah, I'd say you wouldn't have to roll for that. Like if you have that, you can just stick it over and
Okay.
affix it.
All right.
So you make your way out. I'm assuming the lantern is still like trailing, and like kind of backing up. And so you make your way out, and you see, getting to like, the tunnel kind of goes maybe like at so like a 30-degree angle. Yeah, like a 30-degree angle grade going up, and as you like get near the front of it, you see arcing into the sky, or shooting into the sky, a green light, and you would recognize this as a spirit portal. Well, it looks like just like the one in Naopai. Yale, this one looks a little different than the one in Republic City. It looks. The one in Republic City has like a giant sphere on it, like at the base, and then a light is shooting out of the sphere. This one is just like a singular like pillar.
Okay,
So
that's interesting, but it's not like Yeo knows much about spirit portals.
yeah, just Yo would know that this is different.
Okay,
Um,
so he'll sort of mutter quietly. It's like, is that a spirit portal? It doesn't look quite like the other one.
Yes, it's one of Anku's spirit portals. One of the
Oh
unnatural
man!
ones that drags
So if
in
we like,
dark spirits.
come out the other end, is that gonna make us dark us?
No, I don't think it's going to affect us that way. But it might take us
Oh,
back to Naopai. Though I'm sure somebody opened it and came through. I mean, we're outside now that we can see this.
yeah, so I was imagining that you guys were like like kind of getting up closer and kind of like not making yourselves known, but
Hmm.
just kind of creeping as far as possible as you could to see this. So you're
yeah.
still kind of in the tunnel, not quite outside.
I mean, do we hear any voices of anyone or see anything moving?
Yeah, actually, you do. Um, you hear it's what sounds like kind of rushing. Sounds like rushing blasts. I don't have a sound on my soundboard for this, but it's kind of like whoosh, 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 and like you feel. It feels like things are hitting the tree. Like it not in so like the tree is shaking. It doesn't feel like it's any under sort of any under it's it doesn't feel like it's under any sort of duress. Like it's fine, but you feel like you can feel like things hitting it and like kind of the rumblings of that. And yeah, so that like the rush sound, you hear that rushing and you hear some just like solid thuds. And followed by some screeching.
So, I mean, continue to inch forward until we can see what it is that's going on.
Or how about until we can take off in a completely different direction?
I mean, I'm kind of thinking this spirit portal might be our fastest way home. But it depends on whether or not we have a clear path to it.
Okay, point.
So uh, you see, you see standing, in, near the spirit portal. You see 5 people. You see a woman wearing a red blazer with a black undercoat. Or
Well, that's her.
and you see
Alright.
you see a guy with a bald head and like a frost covered beard, like a hulking figure. You saw these guys in the library.
Mhm.
Is
And-
that the spirit bender?
Yeah, they Ko mentioned that his name was Atka, and you remember this guy introduced himself as Atka.
Okay.
But
And-
there's three other people.
Nope.
There are three others, and they all kind of they're wearing kind of a red. They're wearing red clothing with like epaulets and red bandanas. And they're all bending at the tree, and specifically they're focusing on kind of these crevices, and you hear flying out of them, like you see now that you're closer, you see these spirits fly out of them, and they start to transform into dark spirits, and they are riling up, and there's like this kind of cloud, like the swarm that is starting to circle around them.
Oh, great. So these guys, okay, so they're not just opening portals, they're poking the beehive and then running away before before they get hit with the consequences. What assholes.
I'm not sure what they hope to accomplish here. Seal Ko inside the tree.
I'm thinking this is their source of dark spirits, you know? They come here, poke the beehive, and then run out the portal, and then a bunch of pissed off spirits follow them.
I mean, Ko did say Atka was supposed to be in Zalfu. So maybe that's where this portal leads and where he was when Ko said that.
Okay. I'll follow you guys' lead out of here because I don't know the spirit world from, well, anything.
But it doesn't seem like any of these guys is Yoon, and ultimately that's who we want. I don't know that we want to get into a fight with 5 guys when there are only 4 of us. And frankly, Buddha's been lost in thought all day. I don't know how helpful he's
Yeah.
going to be.
It looks like he has a lot on his mind. Like the experience of seeing Ko has seems to have really shaken him.
Okay. Yeah,
And
so
I have a very sensitive bladder, so I got to pee a lot.
So, is there a way we could sneak past them, or could we like just make a break for it? Does Saksha have any smoke bombs?
Yes, I do.
well, okay. There's the obvious answer. They're all bending at the tree. They're all facing the tree. So if we go around them and approach from the opposite side, they shouldn't even be looking our direction.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're inside, like underneath the tree that they're all facing.
Yeah, you guys
So
are.
when
Well,
we
yeah,
emerge,
I'm hoping we can get out enough to get out of line of whatever.
Oh,
But
like
if not,
get out and then like kind of circle around and like kind of make a
Yeah.
wide.
yeah.
I mean, if we can get past them, I don't know. I am sort of thinking that this portal probably leads to Zalfu because I assume Ko isn't just making things up and then it being wrong. We do have this lantern we've got to return.
At some point.
Yeah. So maybe we just make our way back to the portal that leads us back to Nalpai. But for now, let's circle around these people and see if we can escape detection.
Yeah.
And we have no way of closing this portal from this side.
No. I mean, maybe Ura could do it, but Ura is not really here with us today. The Avatar is definitely not here.
Yeah.
So, go on.
I was trying to think of what device I used on the portal before.
You made like a makeshift like energy reader that could like
Okay.
ascertain the type of energy.
See, because it would really be good if I could figure out a way to make like a tuning fork that gave off like a frequency that changed the frequency of the portal just enough that would, instead of the angry spirits coming out, they would be not especially friendly, but subdued or
just change the portal so it didn't piss off all the spirits.
right.
You'd get a mixture of spirits at the end, but at least it wouldn't piss them all. At least you wouldn't get a mixture of piss spirits.
That's an interesting idea. You know, so I would think that at this point in time that Sakshik wouldn't be able to do that because he doesn't quite have he wouldn't know how to build the device quite yet to like
Right, yeah.
make that work. If Sakshik had that device and was able to use it, I would consider that like a push your luck to like weave through the throng of like the chaos to like get to it and activate it. But like this would be doing that as well as having like building it effectively and having it work. So I think that goes beyond like the pushing the luck thing.
Yeah,
So,
though I do have a spork, I don't think I know how to properly get it to the right frequency. I'll have to be further testing.
Oh, great! So the tech around here is advanced enough that there are sporks. You have truly, you truly have incredible technology.
a spork in the right hand
Mm-hmm.
is a stroke of genius. But if you guys wanted to try to like sneak out without being noticed and circle around the tree,
Mm-hmm.
you could do that. I think that would be I consider that a push your luck because you have like these spirits that are like flying around as well as these Red Lotus members.
Still push your luck.
Yeah, I'd try that.
And I would think like yeah, everybody can make the roll.
So I assume this is also physical. We're sneaking.
Yes, though the your impaired condition, like it lasts in the context of the scene, and because Koh is no longer with you and that scene has ended, the fiction, then I think
Mm-hmm.
you can clear that condition.
Okay.
What about prepared? Does that count or not? Is that gone too?
That is also gone. That was in the context of Koh.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, where do I find push your luck to roll?
That would be
Stupid question.
no, not at all. That would be on the moves tab of your character sheet, and then there's a one of the moves is called push your luck, and you can click the
Yeah.
dice.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Bonuses this time. I'm rolling pretty well today.
Hmm.
Uh-oh, Satya. You stepped on a branch.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, so given that, I assume I could take the help action, mark a fatigue, and prevent her from stepping on that branch.
Yeah. Yeah. If you wanted to help each other, I guess that would work.
So I'll do that.
Okay, cool.
All right. So that means everybody scrapes by.
Is that another?
So-
I'm sorry. Mechanics. Is that another standard move?
It
Is the
is.
help
It's,
action?
Help.
it's called
Yeah,
help.
it's in the move section.
Oh,
Middle
okay. I
column.
see. Take appropriate action to help a companion, mark one fatigue and give them a +1 on their roll after the roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
So
enough to take them up to a minimum success? 7. Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
what does
That's
this
cool.
what does this look like?
So, I mean, the way I picture it, we start to come out of these tunnels. Now we're in the sort of extended root system of the tree. So I imagine us sort of like, you know, crawling over the roots a bit to get around to the other side of the tree where we can't be seen, and then making our way, tiptoeing away from the tree and then around back towards the way we came.
Yeah. Um, as you're and in like Sakshik, um, I imagine like Sakshik has like maybe like he was like tripping or about to fall, and it's like somebody caught
Well,
him.
yeah, I'm sort
or
of distracted
Engage
because I'm
caught
thinking
him.
about the whole spork and tuning fork thing, and I've got that in my mind. I'm like, maybe if I get close enough,
tuning fork.
and then I'm like headed in the wrong direction or something, and Gage like grabs my arm to pull me in the right direction.
Yeah. As you're tiptoeing around the tree, out of the
Chick is imagining a magic box that will just beam microwaves into food to heat it.
Oh yeah,
as you're like as you're tiptoeing around, like kind of trying to like stay under the cover of these kind of these roots, a monkey with a face pops up and like stares at it, like looks at you, and it starts screeching. and it runs off. Like towards the direction of where the action's happening. So this is like you're like getting you come. We have a VTT. That's what these things are for, right? So we have. Let's see, line, not polygon, line. There we go. So like you guys are like coming out. You guys are coming out like this way, and like you come around, and like the monkey catches you on like the kind of the back half here. That's like what I'm thinking. And so like you are still gonna come all the way around and like circle back to kind of get to what's going on right there.
Okay.
So like you're kind of turning, you'd be a turn around the tree when this is happening, but like this screeching, you like when it screeches, you hear a response. So
and it's not aura.
It's not. So you can I'd say you could make a break for it and see if you can hide in some of the roots, but there might be, there's some sort of call and response going on.
Damn monkeys. Call miss these ones.
To hide in the roots, I assume we'd have to run back towards the tree.
There are like the roots like go all like there are kind of, it's all around, like these roots kind of like form these dark, these kind of hollows in kind of these pockets in the tree.
So yeah, I mean, I would find a place to hide. Make a break for it and try to hide.
All right. Hey, I have a new maneuver for that. Take cover.
What is Sock Ship doing?
I mean, I could use one of my smoke bombs. I could try that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you could throw your smoke bomb down, and doing so would so you have these mists, but it would make it like kind of turn it from like these kind of roiling mists to like this kind of thicker fog screen that you couldn't see through.
Okay. All right, you want to roll on that?
Yeah, just because this would be like a kind of a pressure situation.
Okay. There we go.
This would be a rely. This would be a rely on skills and training, but that works. I'll count that roll for it.
Oh, okay. Oh, since it's not combat technically.
Yeah, it's just like, something's coming.
Okay.
We should do something about it.
Okay.
So yeah, you'd be able to whip out a smoke bomb and throw it down, and it starts like smoke starts pouring out of it and kind of enshrouding the area, and like now this fog screen, which would give you plenty of cover to duck into the tree roots, without being noticed.
Okay.
after you duck in, you hear a bunch of screeching as what's the term for a group of monkeys?
Group.
A group.
Group. Group.
A troop of monkeys runs across, screeching. You like, this area is now enshrouded in smoke, so you can't really see them. You just hear them, but they run past you, and around the tree, and then their shrieks kind of, you hear them go around, and then they're back out front. And it kind of then just kind of fades into the background. But you're reasonably sure that they've at least passed.
And sneak out again. Continue on.
Yeah. So when you go around, when you reach around, what is, so you're around, you've avoided detection. Like what is your end goal? Like where are you trying to get to?
I mean, mine is to try to get out of this valley. Make our way back to Iroh's little field to return his lantern. And then
you're
make our
returning
way
the lantern.
back.
We did promise, yeah.
Okay.
And then
yeah.
make our way back to the gateway to Naopai.
And I'm just I'm following them. The little sneak thief is in a bit over his head.
I mean, I am not concerned that they are going to somehow do harm to Koh the Facestealer. So he can defend himself. Otherwise, 5 on the 4 of us seems a bit much.
I'm sorry. I can get us back to Iroh. I can get us back to return the lantern. Like Ura chimes in.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I've had other things on my mind.
That's fine. We could see you were disturbed by whatever that face was that Koh put on.
It was someone very important to me. I don't want to talk about it. Not until Tony
You don't
gets
have
back.
to. Yeah. I'll turn to the group and be like, he's losing it. Who's Tony? Like we're in Mike's game.
Let's see. Ura is going to try to go to the glade. And so he focuses. He kind of closes his eyes and finds peace. And as the world falls away around all of you, and the darkness is replaced with a calming light and a serenity, and you find yourself back in the glade full of picnic tables, and the spirits sipping on tea and and eating cakes.
Sachik accidentally steps on one of the cupcakes. Oops, sorry. As it screams.
And
Yeah, you gotta wonder how far that goes. I mean, is the air you breathe a spirit? Are we breathing in a spirit?
I mean, it can go. Yeah, it can go pretty far.
Whatever. Okay. Well, Yale looks around. Yale looks around. You see him deliberately, like, walk over to one of the tables and rap on it and look around. And then he looks around and he goes, and then he sort of collapses back on the grass and goes, "Damn, I don't believe we did that. I've been chased every year of my life many times, but holy cow, I can't believe I just talked back to Koh the Facestealer. Oh, so glad to be out of there."
Well, I hope we never have to go back.
So I guess that's the big question. This guy you're looking for, what's his name? The guy who ate the spirit. We never
Unique.
see him one. Yeah, well, we never see him wandering around. Like we saw those three in the library, and then we saw the five here today. We never see him wandering around. Why not? Is he a captive? Or is he a coward? Or does he have to stay in one place for everything to work? I don't get it. Why isn't he with them if he's the one who's opening the gates?
I'm not sure where he is either. From what Ko said, I initially thought that he would be with her because she freed him. But he must be somewhere where she can at least get messages to him to let him know where she wants these gates.
So maybe he's a captive and we can spring him. Then again, we're gonna try to get him right back to jail. So maybe that won't work so well. But
Well, we just won't
well,
tell
I
him that
mean, to
part.
get him. Yeah, I was gonna say to get him out, we can just lie a little and get him to willingly help us break him out, and then throw him back in the pit of despair or whatever that place is, Valley of Lost Souls, whatever.
Yeah, the fog of lost souls.
Okay.
So after a little bit of time, Iroh notices you, and he says, "Ah, you have made it. Have you? Do you have any good stories to tell?"
I mean, we had a longer conversation with Ko than I was expecting. But he did give us good information. We at least know that we can, if we defeat Yoon on our side of these portals back in the mortal realm, then apparently we can kill Anku there, and he will stay dead. If we bring him back here and try to imprison him again, he will continue to, if he's eventually escapes, devour souls. Though that's where I wasn't entirely sure we could trust Ko. Ko clearly doesn't like Anku. So I feel like he was kind of leading us to a conclusion that we had to kill Anku. But I'm not even sure that that would be, quite as easy as Koh merely saying it out loud makes it seem.
It is no easy thing to
Yeah,
kill a
that's the
spirit.
question.
I mean, he also indicated that there may be at least a sliver of a crack in the alliance of the Red Lotus people, as their spirit bender has some questions that the others aren't asking, and so it may be possible to sway him over to our side. And having a spirit bender would make it easier to take on Anku, and possibly separate Anku from Yoon if we have to. He also gave us information on how to close these spirit portals, or perhaps simply cleanse them.
Yeah, retune them. Yeah, and there's sort of the, and he told us, damn it, what is the crazy chick's name? I wrote it down a couple of times. Yuka. Yeah, and he told us that Yuka was the one who broke out the two, but we never see them with her. So, maybe there's some tension there. Maybe she's actually holding him captive or whatever. Can't tell yet, but I mean, if he were a willing ally, you would think it'd be a lot easier to open a gate where he was standing rather than, halfway from halfway from whatever she's staying at. Of course, she's the daughter of the mayor, so she basically, I bet she's got him stashed at her place in, what was it, Republic City?
Koh also said that the spirit bender, at the moment we were talking to Koh, that he was in Zaofu. So now I'm wondering what's going on at Zaofu that he would be there at all.
Yeah, but when
And
we
then
left him, they opened up another portal right next to Koh's tree and started blasting the tree. The crazy people.
That they were there. It sounds like they were trying to. That sounds like they were trying to cause a disturbance to purposefully anger the spirits in the area.
Yeah. I don't know.
Right,
Maybe
probably
they're
if they were in Zaofu and they opened up a portal to get there, then I can imagine they were trying to rile up the spirits, because just as with Naopai, they probably want angry spirits to funnel through the gate. I mean, especially if these spirits realize that it's a bunch of mortals who came through the portal and started riling them up. They'll then go through the portal and be more than happy to kill civilians they find on the other side. So I couldn't tell whether or not that was their goal, or they were covering their tracks by trying to make it more difficult to get to Koh. Because we did encounter them in the library, covering their tracks and trying to make it more difficult to get information on Yoon.
Now, it is tough to say.
I mean, maybe a little of both. But
Yeah.
we're just here to return this lantern, and I'll hand him his lantern.
And he takes it and he's like, "Thank you for keeping your word. You have much honor within you."
It was the least we could do.
I hope it served you well, providing a light in a dark, very dark place.
It did that. And then I'll look at Ora and say, "Can you get us back to the Nalpai gate?"
I guess. Yes. I can do that. Get me some cupcakes for the road. I'll take 2. Hold the tea.
I don't mind if we stop to have some lunch before we leave. Although probably after sitting down, I would like fall asleep in my cupcakes because I have 4 levels of exhaustion or fatigue.
Wow. Wait a minute. You took 4 and then I cleared up 3 and then you took another one with the help action. Did you have
And then
some
I
to start
also
out with?
no, but I took some, and then you healed 3, and then I took some more because he hit us twice. Go hit us twice, and I didn't have a full
Oh,
success on any of them. I can't roll above 5 in this game. That's my max.
wow. That hurts.
There,
And then I took the help action, so I had 3, and then went to 4.
there's a mod. I haven't installed it, but there's a module that will like track your dice stats
Yeah.
to actually tell you like how terrible your rolls are.
Like the first session, I was on fire. I was doing really well, but then after that, it's rare for me to get like much higher than a 5.
Okay.
So,
I will, yeah, I will try to eat a cupcake, but I will, be very slow to like bite into it just to make sure there's no objection from the cupcake.
Hey, if it chose to look like a comestible,
you don't hear anything. Any
yeah,
protest.
yeah. Yayo's not exactly going to be reticent about this. He's going to wander up to the drinks table and find something that looks good. Give himself a good slug,
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Absolutely. You can pour yourself some drinks. Take a little bit of food, and relax.
And head for the gate for now. Bye.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna do anything? Are you guys gonna do anything to try to help clear fatigue?
Oh, can we do that? How do you do that?
You can use guide or so like you could use guide and comfort, to like help to comfort someone, and that will help heal fatigue or help clear fatigue.
Let's see. When you try to honestly guide and comfort another person, roll harmony on a hit. Choose 1. Make clear.
So yeah, I guess.
The kind of guide and comfort. You pretty much know the kind of guide and comfort that Yayo's gonna do. If he sees Cage still looking pretty rocky, he's going to find a spirit liquor he thinks is good and go over to Gage and go, man, you're still looking rough there, dude. Here, have a drink of this. Talk it out. Relax. Breathe. So let's see what I can roll. All right, my harmony's -1, so this is probably going to be no fun, but that's what randomness is good for. Nope. At a -1. At a -1, Yayo is irritating when he's trying to guide and comfort you.
He actually
it's not working.
drinks most of the wine that he just kind of offer.
Yeah, there's like spittle in there from like backsplash.
Backsplash.
And it's like just like a thin layer at the bottom.
Sorry, I tried.
So yeah, I'd say there's no penalty for that. Like, I'd say the only penalty is that the only thing that came out of that is that Yeo might feel a little embarrassed.
I'll see. Sokchik will try that as well.
How is Sokchik? Like, are you both trying to comfort Gage at the same time?
Yeah, since we know he's tired. We know he's fatigued. I mean, tired.
Yeah. What does that look like?
I'm on one side of him going, here, have a drink, and, sloshing around his backwash. And Sachik's on the other side doing whatever he's deciding to do.
I'm just telling him to rely on himself, and he has all the training he needs. He'll be fine. He can get through this.
It's a very disciplinary way to say, like, you were trained soldier, you know what to do.
Yeah, but it doesn't come out. Yeah, it wouldn't come out like a. I would say, it wouldn't come out like Lux would say it. It would just come out like somebody like trying to give him a pep talk. Oh, my pep talk's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense too, because like his background, that jives with Gage's background.
Yep, your pep talk's pretty good. Mine sucked.
On a hit, they choose one. So like, Gage chooses how to respond. Of those, of the 2 bullet points. I can post those just to have the link.
I mean, right. I would. So you do get to ask one question apparently that I must answer honestly, but I would clear 2 fatigue.
Can't think of any questions out of things.
I don't know that you have to ask a question.
You have to or not?
It says you may.
It says you may.
But it is a good opportunity to ask a deeper question. I mean, going face to face with or like meeting they're meeting a spirit of like this of Koh's kind of legendarium and his reputation is like it's a pretty big deal. So I'd imagine that like it would really kind of, it could be and obviously Gage is a little bit more tired from it than everybody else, but maybe it shook him up a little bit more, and like that could be a good question, like a good thing or a good line of questioning around that.
Mm-mm. Oh.
But you don't have to. If you think of a good one later, though, we can retroactively have the conversation.
You may ask a question. It doesn't say
You have to.
No, it doesn't say you may. Within so many.
That is fair.
2 months later, hey, remember that one time?
Yeah. Remember that time I
Yeah.
didn't comforted you?
Yeah. We could ask one question. We'll take it up on you right now.
Right.
That doesn't count.
So, here we go. Are you guys are gonna rest, then you're gonna head to Nalpai?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Ura closes his eyes and gathers you. And as you're starting to go, Ira waves, "Good luck. Good luck, my friends. You're always welcome here, nephew. You're always welcome to come back."
So I got a stupid question. I mean, how is Aura taking us to Nalpai? I mean, what's the mechanic for that? Because I didn't think like teleportate. You get to pieces in the spirit world by thinking about them, right?
Yeah. So he is thinking about the portal, like the portal that you guys originally came into.
The portal, yeah, the portal that we guys came into, and
Yeah.
Yayo did not.
Yeah.
But there is a portal in the town of Nalpai that led us to the spirit world. We're just trying to get back to that portal.
Oh, so the trick is Aura is taking you to the spirit world near that portal, and then you walk through that portal to Nalpai.
Right.
Okay, that's a hell of a trick. That's teleportation, but with only one extra step. But whatever, that's cool.
And that's how we got
Boy,
here.
if you find the secret of spirit portals and put them in a bunch of different places, holy heck, would that be useful?
Well, I was saying, maybe we just retune these things.
Yeah, well. And as far as this particular jaunt, Yayo is tagging along because, he's not sure. Seems like you guys are the ones with the plan. He's just been trying to help execute it more or less.
All right.
So are we getting like a full rest here? Like, can I clear more fatigue, or are we? I thought we were just getting lunch.
Yeah. So I was under the impression that you guys were just getting lunch and just
Yeah.
kind of like a brief rest. If you guys wanted to do a full rest, you could spend
No,
more time.
I would push for us to get back. Like, we've got it would be good to update Nuala and Janora on what's going on
All
here.
right, there's people I haven't met yet.
What was that, Russell?
There's people I haven't met yet.
Yes. So Ura gathers you up, and he starts focusing in his mind's eye the spirit portal that you came through, and you see it. He pictures this pillar of green surrounded by black lotus flowers on a green hill, overlooking a mountain range and lakes, and you see the world around you. You move through it as you kind of move to that spot, and you're back on your feet on solid ground in the spirit world. Presumably, you walk through as well.
Yep.
All right. So you walk.
Well, I do, and then
Yeah.
we'll see what the others do.
Yeah. Is there anybody who's going to do
I'm following
anything?
the rest of you guys. Following the rest of you crazies.
So you walk through, and you're back in Nalpai, and the vines that have, I guess I'll show you the picture for Russell for your benefit. And
Okay.
also just a good refresher. It's this one, I think. Nope. This one.
Okay. Or a little village. Not
Yeah.
little village, but yeah, village, but not a little one.
Yeah. So Naupai, and that you would have gathered this from conversations anyway. But Naupai is like it's a village it's a rural village in the Earth Kingdom, that is basically built around a mine, and that is used to mine mine iron, for Zalfu, particularly because
Okay.
Zalfu is a clan of metal benders, so it's used to
Right.
it's their source of metal. So there tends to be at least earlier in the season there was a heavy military
Presence.
presence. Thank you. Presence in the town. You you walk through the portal and you're in the kind of the center square of this town. There are still some buildings that are a couple that appear to be knocked down, due to events earlier in the season. Some of them were put back up, but there are still a couple that are down. Vines, with the vines, the spirit vines have grown out from the portal, have covered the entire market square that you can see. And if you walked around the town, you would see that they have gone pretty far outwards and have almost got towards the edge of town. Now, the buildings are still you can still get in the buildings. It hasn't collapsed the buildings. It's kind of more so they have merged. They have merged with the town, so to speak. So houses are still functional. Some roads are now blocked, or it's harder to travel down some roads. But it doesn't look like they've just crumbled everything like roots due to rock.
So I'll blow my whistle to see if Tycho's still around.
Instantly you hear and you see Tycho just rushing towards you. I will show a picture of Tycho.
So I would jump up into the air and leap onto his head as he flies by. And just say, I missed you,
Okay.
boy.
First, what the heck is that in the lore?
It's a sky bison.
A sky bison.
It's basically about the size of an elephant, but six-legged and it flies.
Okay.
I'm guessing that I was assuming that Gage is just gonna give him a full history of a full rundown Sky Bison 101. He's like, well, boy, do I envy you.
Yeah,
I think
I assume that was more of an out of character question. If it was an in character question, I'd be happy to tell you everything I know about Sky Bison.
Well, actually, Yayo will make it very clear. You may have seen Sky Bison before, but Yayo is doing the I'm a tourist look, huh, man, I've always been in Republic City. This doesn't look like Republic City.
No, this is more of an Earth Kingdom town and not a big city. You won't find the crime, the hunger, the poverty. Well, maybe some of the poverty.
Yeah, they don't look to poverty. They don't look that rich. I don't see that many nice buildings like I do in Republic City.
I don't know where you grew up. I was living in the slums in Republic City. Even the
Where the
modest.
heck do you think that was? But you could see the nice buildings.
Yeah, there are wealthy people who exploit the workers, the working class.
Yeah,
That's part of what we were trying to do here is to get these people to rise up against their oppressors, but we got a little sidetracked with these
yeah,
spirit portals.
yeah. I
Oh,
consider those wealthy people dangerous paychecks.
suppose that's true. However,
But
it seems as
whatever.
though the Red Lotus is, if anything, more dangerous than they are. They're willing to
Yeah,
basically just kill people to open these portals.
yeah. And the thing is, the whole thing about the Red Lotus is the terror is part of the terror is part of the whole plot. Because if you just wanted to open up corrupted spirit portals, you could put them out in the ass end of nowhere, and nobody care. But no, they have to do it in villages, and they don't even have the balls to do it in a defended location. They put them in these small villages that can basically be, completely trashed by them. Ah, dangerous cowards. I hate them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their end goal was with respect to these spirit portals. How they're I assume they're getting power somehow from placing these things. But as I said, I'm not sure they're sticking to the small towns anymore. I'm wondering if maybe they've struck out at Zalfu. I guess we'll see.
Oh, you think that portal we saw was straight out of Zalfu?
I mean, that would explain why Koh was saying that guy was in Zalfu, and then 10 minutes later he was there in the spirit world next to that portal. I'm
Yeah,
sure they
that's
have.
true.
I'm sure the Red Lotus has no love for the rulers of Zalfu since they want to overthrow all governments everywhere. I just don't know why they're willing to kill so many people in the process. I support them in that ultimate goal of perfect anarchy. It's just I think we can accomplish it with a lot more harmony.
Huh. I don't know about this anarchy stuff, but yeah, I don't like the killing stuff. That and like I said, they at least the way they started, it's they don't just want to connect the worlds. Like I said, they could open the portals anywhere if they just wanted to connect the worlds. Who cares if it's out in the nowhere where nothing happens? But they're deliberately trying to hurt people.
Yeah, or at least they don't care if
Want to
people get
take down
hurt.
If you want to take down the government, slap the portal open in the middle of the central district, Whatever.
I hate to say it, but maybe we should go see the mayor, the chief
Well,
or
sorry.
of the
That was
chief
me
of the local
ranting. Don't worry
bourgeois.
about it.
No, everything you said made sense. I was just thinking if there's any updates from this side, unless we run into Janora or Nuala, the mayor's probably the one who would have gotten it since he's got the radio. And Zelfu, if anything's been sent here, it would either messages would have either gone to Gunshaw or the mayor. So the mayor's much closer than Gunshaw's encampment, although we can try there if the mayor has cleared out of town, which wouldn't be surprising.
Okay, so, well, I'm following your lead, dude. I don't know anything about this town.
So I mean, I would tell everybody to get on uh, Tycho's back and then fly up the road to the mayor's.
Yeah.
And then hop off and knock.
As you're when you get to the like as you knock on the door, and it opens up, and it is Nuala, and she's like, Gage, and she like gives you a big hug, like just wraps her arms around you.
So yeah, as I climb off, I will wrap like one arm around her as I'm holding the reins on Tycho. Good to see you too. A lot's happened in the spirit world, and I need to catch up you and Janora if she's here, and figure out what's been going on this side.
You see just past Nuala, you see Janora standing there behind her. Her arms are crossed, and she's glowering at you.
There's that smiling face I remember.
What are you doing here?
I had assumed you would have been filled in on the basics, but we're just getting back from the other side of that spirit portal.
Oh, I know what you're doing, but like, what are you doing here with Nuala after what you did?
I've already said to her that I'm never going to be able to completely make up for what happened to her. But the best I can do is try to save as many lives as possible and do as much good as I can. And in the meantime, she and I are on better terms than we were. I don't deserve it, but we are.
I
And
dare
I'm
say you
glad
don't.
for it.
She forgives far easier than she should.
That's fair enough. But for now, we have bigger problems than even all of the evil I've done. And I would start to tell her about like the library and Yoon and Anku and having to go talk to Koh. And I probably wouldn't so much go into the Iroh thing. I just don't think it advances what she needs to know.
Yeah.
But I would tell her about the Red Lotus people we met in the library, how they were there to destroy Anku's notes, how the what's her name? I forget her name. Released Yoon
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Anku, yeah, from prison. That Anku is almost certainly the one who's creating the spirit portals. How Yoon devoured him and all that. Basically, all of the pertinent details to
Yeah.
what the next steps are. I actually probably would not at this moment say that we know how to destroy the portals. I would go with retuning them.
That's fair.
If it becomes relevant later.
That's fair. You see her gaze soften. Her gaze softens a little bit, and after hearing, you kind of walk through everything, and she says, "Wow, that's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in."
And I would also emphasize that we saw another spirit portal. And I would say I don't know if it connected to Zalfu. I just have a suspicion based on Ko's mentioning Zalfu right before it appeared. And there were already rumors of another corrupted spirit portal in the north of the Earth Kingdom. So I think we can assume there are probably even others that we don't know about. And probably will be more the longer we wait. And then I would turn and say, Sakcha, you probably should start figuring out if there is a way to retune these portals. because you'd have an easier time of it than me.
Yeah, I'm already I'm going to start walking through the mayor's house looking for appropriate parts to build my frequency modulator.
He's got the radio open, taking stuff out.
Yep.
Well, we can always check in. We can always check in with the Beifongs. Check in at the radio to see if what you say happened at Zaofu is actually happening at Zaofu.
I mean, even if it's not, we should check in with the payphones because it's definitely happening somewhere. They would have probably a better line to the Earth King than we do. Although I'm not convinced that the Earth King is going to want to give up new portals. So that's something to consider. Is that the Earth King may be very happy to let the new portals continue to exist.
I'm sure King Wu will.
I need a quick break. Won't be long. Ugh.
Very good. I'm sure King Wu will be we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, I agree. We have no evidence of them trying to solidify their power. But, spirit energy is potentially very dangerous. This really could boost the power of the Earth Kingdom military if they're able to harness it. And it seems as if he has at least 2 portals to choose from, probably 3, and maybe more. If Kuvira could do it, he could do it. Or not him, obviously not him, but someone who works for him.
This is troubling. This is going to require a much greater geopolitical cooperation to make sure that this isn't used in that there are rights and there are rules and regulations that everybody can agree on, so that one nation doesn't take complete control. She just looks weary.
And I think the first step really is trying to stop Anku from making more of these things. We don't know exactly where he is. I assume we have some sort of description of Yoon.
He never really. He didn't. He didn't really describe himself in his diary. Nor did he include a picture. It was a lot of the earlier parts of the diary were a lot of mundane things, like I went to the grocery store today, or things of that nature.
I'm just picturing things like I found this weird lump, but then I found another one on the other side, so I was thinking maybe it's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, and but he never really, in all the pages, he never really wrote a description of himself.
So we need to figure out as much as we can about Yoon, because at the moment we know who we have to stop. We don't know where he is. I had initially hoped he'd be in the company of the Red Lotus woman who freed him, but then we saw her and he wasn't.
Well, if it sounds like that you have a suspicion that portal's in Zaofu.
I mean, that's what made the most sense to me. Initially, I thought maybe the portal led back to Naopai, but then I realized why would the Red Lotus have come? Those particular people have come from Naopai. And given that Ko mentioned one of them being in Zaofu a couple of minutes before, it made sense to me that maybe they just portaled in through there.
Maybe this Yoon is in Zaofu then.
That's possible. I mean, if nothing else, if we can't find Yoon, and that's the main target we need to find, then I guess secondarily we could try to find, forget his name already. What was the spirit bender's name?
Atka.
Yeah, maybe we can find Atka, since it seems as though, according to Ko, he's having some doubts about their plan. And I don't understand their plan really at all. It seems a little insane. Even if you want to get rid of governments, I don't understand why you would choose this method to do it. But in any event, if we can get him on our side, we can at least get some information from him, and he probably would know where Yoon is. It's also a little troubling to learn that you can obtain the power of a spirit by devouring the spirit. I don't know whether or not that's good news to pass along to people, because I can easily imagine a bunch of mortals crossing over into the spirit world and trying to eat spirits. I say
Gain
that.
their power.
I've had so many cupcakes.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've been eating spirits. We didn't gain their powers unless farting is a power.
Yeah, you didn't gain any weight from it.
Better.
So, since I was out, did he mention? I mean, options with Yoon, as in, maybe in prison. Maybe kill, whatever.
Yeah, I would have mentioned that. The only thing I would have left out really is closing the portals. I'm keeping that. One of you guys can mention it, but that's the one thing I wouldn't have mentioned.
Well, it sounds like the next place is it sounds like the next the place you should go is Zalfu. But if there's a spirit portal over there, I'm coming with you. And it sounds like there's it's not just there's potentially like a dark spirits. There are spirits that are attacking as well. Oh no.
That was unclear to me. It seemed as if they were riling up spirits in the spirit world next to this portal. So I can imagine those spirits going through the portal at some point, just like they were doing here. But they were also attacking the very tree under which Koh the Facestealer was residing. That seemed a little deliberate. So I feel like they were also trying to prevent people from getting information from him. Surely they could have riled up spirits anywhere, and I wouldn't have chosen to do it next to Ko, unless I had some particular reason to do it there.
Yeah, you gotta wonder. I mean, is Anku affecting Yoon? Even though Anku was technically devoured, but obviously there's something of Anku still hanging out around. And Ko even said that if we separated the two, Anku would go back to doing what he does best. So, it may not be a one-way control. Anku may be affecting Yoon and making him do stuff that's more like what Anku would do, like piss off Ko.
Yeah, I mean,
Who knows?
Yoon clearly seems unhinged. Whatever else, I don't know if it's Anku influencing him or his years of captivity just made him crazy, but he does seem unhinged.
Well,
Though I don't know why that would. I don't know why that would necessarily make everybody follow his crazy orders, but maybe that's one of the powers he has is he can just enthrall people for all I know. That would make as much sense as anything as to why they're willing to inflict so many casualties. But I would say to Janora, can you get a message to the Avatar? Because she would know more about you than any of us, including what he looks like. At least if she can communicate with Kyoshi, she would. I'm assuming I don't know much about what happened to Korra.
Yeah. Like, you see, like, a look, like, a troubled look pass her face. Because she would know.
Yeah.
I see a troubled look pass her face, and she's like, she says, I can ask. And she turns over, she like walks over to the radio and begins like fiddling with it, like starts turning knobs.
Does it still work?
It powers on, and you hear as it like goes between stations. And you hear on one of the stations it stops, and you hear like a radio broadcaster. Oh my God, folks! Can you believe it? Spirits flooding Zaofu. I've never seen anything like it. Flee, run! Get to cover. Get into your basements. Lock your doors. Make sure you have 6 months worth of food. It's not a time to be out, folks.
COVID. It's called COVID. Never mind. The spirit of COVID has come. Never mind. Never mind.
And she's...
Yeah. Sounds like we do need to get to Zaofu.
And she toggles to a different frequency. And at that moment, you see the mayor come downstairs. He's like, somebody touching my radio? And then he sees it's Janora, and he's like, it's fine. And she starts speaking and trying to relay a message, presumably to Air Temple Island.
So we should head to Zaofu. I don't think we need to.
Yeah.
She can, I guess if she's coming with us, Nuala can catch up the mayor and Gunshaw. But I don't know that there's anything specific we need from them. I'll turn to the mayor. Why haven't you evacuated with all the spirit vines? I would have thought everybody would be out of here by now. I mean, maybe not, the airbenders, of course, but civilians, regular citizens.
And he like looks, and he's like, how could I leave her behind? And he like points to his radio. She doesn't travel well.
Radio?
I just didn't have the heart to leave her, so I thought I'd stay through thick and thin. Also, I was watching Tycho. He didn't really let me feed him at all, but he seems like he found his own food.
Well, thanks for that. I have to admit, I'd forgotten you'd done me the favor. I was just so busy that it slipped my mind.
I wasn't given much. I didn't feel like I had much of a choice in the matter, but you did a great service for us, so I was happy to oblige.
So are the spirits still coming through nightly?
Oh yes. Yeah,
Well,
I don't go outside at night.
Well, that's probably wise. It didn't seem as if, I mean, it looked like there was more damage. It didn't seem as if they had knocked down quite as many buildings as I might have feared. Hopefully, we can get this under control before they do too much more damage.
They're very loud. It seems like they say they haven't seemed to knock down any more buildings anyway. Maybe the lack of people has changed their tactics. I don't know. I'm not a spirit, but I appreciate them not knocking down any more of our village. That's at least a positive.
Yeah, at least there's that. Well, we have to get, I don't know if you've heard, but Zalfu is now under attack as well. Is Gunshaw still in his encampment?
Crazy ass bastards.
Gunshaw is still in his encampment. They've quarantined the town. I've been allowed to remain in my radio.
I mean, I'm surprised they're even. I don't think they'll have to continue quarantining the town now that Zalfu also has its very own corrupted spirit portal. Clearly, the quarantine failed and it got out.
Yep.
It was more of keeping other people away than keeping vines, or keeping the vines in the portal contained within. It was somewhat of a two-way.
So let me just ask, have you seen any of the military people taking samples of the vines?
Yeah, there are some folks with spectacles that come and take samples every now and then.
Yep, they're the only ones that are allowed to do that.
You'll see. I've seen a couple mechs come through. I hadn't seen one of those in person before, but those are definitely. You know, we're living in the Stone Age out here now with those things around.
Well, they are powered by spirit vines, or at least the old ones were. I don't think they've changed them over.
I've asked Gunshaw about what they're doing, and he says they're conducting studies. Said he brought in some scientists.
Yeah, I'm sure they're keeping people away from the village. The good news is, I think they found a more valuable commodity than iron. But we should be off as soon as Janora is ready.
We should go now. Yep. And she gets off she finishes her message and gets off, and she says, we should go as soon as possible.
So how long would it take us to fly to Zalfu?
Well, it took Sakshik I think, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 days driving in a Satomobile. So on a bison, you know, you can just cut across. Say it'd probably take like a day and a half.
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Alternatively, you know, we know where Koh is. We know there's a portal to Zalfu right near Koh's place. We could pull the same trick we used to get here to get to Zalfu. Of course, that would probably mean, and if we wait long enough, we might even skip meeting the crazy-ass bastards who opened the portal. Oh, out of game, guys, I'm fading a little. It's getting late for me, so...
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna wrap up. I was thinking we were gonna wrap up right.
Yeah, we can discuss how to get there. See, I was thinking that those people might still be there, And so in the spirit world. Uh,
Yeah,
so
but their MO is not sticking around the portals. Their MO seems to be open the portal, rile up the spirits, walk away, let shit happen. So if we wait a little while, we might be able to get back and actually use the portal. Of course, we might also
Yep.
have to fight through maddened spirits at that point, but you
Right.
know, pluses,
we
minuses.
we'd also have to leave Tycho behind because Tycho can't go through the portal. Portal's not
Oh,
big enough.
okay. Okay.
Well, you haven't tried fitting him through the portal.
That's because the port it'd be like extruding him through the portal. I'm concerned about that.
But we can figure out the plan next time.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
go.
We gotta go. We just don't have the best specific means yet.
Let's go through growth questions really quick.
Hmm.
Okay.
Um,
So wait, I have a question before we go through the growth questions. It's on the mechanics.
mm-hmm.
So if I got like 3 hits the first time and then 2 the next time, does that add up to 5, which gives me 4 for an advancement and then 1 extra? Is that how this works?
Yeah, it rolls over.
It rolls over. Okay, good. That's the way I was doing it. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
Yes.
Oh, we learned a buttload from Koh,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think that's a yes for all of us there.
Yep.
Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
Huh.
Not really. I mean, we
No.
got information to help us stop a problem.
Yeah, we haven't done it.
Yeah, I would have to say true. We haven't done it yet.
Yeah, that's fair. And did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center?
I think I'm at centered. Let me check.
I'm
I'm
not.
at centered. Yay.
Yeah.
Ta-da! I am centered.
Nice. And then your playbook.
Yeah, mine is did I seek support or guidance from others and not really in this session.
No, people tried to tried to comfort you and support
Right.
you, but you didn't seek it out.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And mine is, did you get a friend to join in or approve of one of your bad habits? And I didn't get anybody drunk. I tried with Koh. I really did.
Tried with me too. It's
And
just the backwash.
get anybody to join in pickpocketing or rabble rousing or trespassing. So
Yeah. You tried. And Sakshik's.
Did you pursue a desire or goal of your own outside of protecting others? No, not really. I'll have to work on my that tuning fork.
Yeah, and so Russell has so are is Sakshik gonna have a conversation with Yeo about like him protecting him?
No, he's not. He doesn't want to bring that up right now.
Oh, okay, so like part
about protecting?
Yeah, so like like the Guardian playbook, like the kind of the spirit of that playbook is it's like that protective older brother, like you're protecting someone.
Okay.
And you protect a ward, and so like you have abilities that like like a special relationship and things with your ward. So he you know, I was wondering if that was going to play out or how that was going to work.
Yeah, I had, in case we got into an encounter or something, I had a couple things, but
Okay.
Stock chick is more like a stalker.
yeah, there you go. That's better. That's a better answer.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. Sachik protected us all this time around
Yep.
because he put up the smoke screen that helped us avoid a fight with the monkeys.
Yeah.
So technically, he protected us all this time around.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's like a special relationship, you know, with the
Oh,
with the,
okay.
with the
So
one
it has
ward.
to be a more one-on-one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to remember to roll for that at the beginning of the session.
All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.